How's it going, YouTube? My name is Jason and welcome to our first impression series where we provide an overview and assessment of fitness supplements and active wear. If you're here for the first time, welcome. Check out some of our new additional content related to bird dogs and 10,000 shorts, both of which are awesome. Now, if you're feeling a little cheeky today and would love to support my channel, smash that subscribe button and thumbs up to let us know that you're enjoying this content. And without further ado, let's get into it. Now, today's review is on the new Dymatize ISO100 Hydrolyzed Clear 100% Whey Protein Isolate. We'll touch on the price, nutrition profile, ingredients, and flavor. I want to mention first, before we go any further, that I am in no way, shape, or form a sponsored athlete or ambassador, and that I am simply sharing my own opinion on the product and Dymatize brand. Alright, so coming in at a pretty competitive price, mind you, I picked mine up at Amazon under the Dymatize marketplace for $28.40, and that's for a 1 pound tub. Now, each 1 pound tub has 20 servings, which comes out to approximately $1.42 each. Now, that's not bad considering the average cost for a 1.6 pound tub of Dymatize's chocolate protein at 23 servings is about $1.30. Now, that's only a couple of cents difference, so you're gonna see a little bit fluctuation between the store and the flavors that you purchase these products, but in my mind, there's not a whole lot of difference there. So with that, you guys might know or might be very familiar with Dymatize and the whey protein supplements. Now, if not, Dymatize has been around for a bunch of years. They've been a huge staple within the fitness industry, and they've only continued to iterate and adapt to the changing needs of the fitness market. From flavors to different product lines, they're doing it all. Now, so for some of you who may not be familiar with whey protein, there's 3 different categories. You've got whey protein concentrate. Now, this is typically something that you would find at your general grocery store, Target, Walmart. It's gonna be kind of the foundation, essential element of what whey protein is. It's low in fat and low in carbs. Second is your whey protein isolates. Now, these are a little further processed and are removing some of those additional fats as well as lactose elements, which 90% of the protein is left. And so with that, you're gonna be paying a little bit of a higher price tag. Third, you've got your whey protein hydrolyzates. And these are essentially considered your more pre-digested forms of whey protein. And by that, we mean that it's going to be easier on your body to absorb and digest the whey proteins. And so again, with that, you're going to have a little bit more of a different price tag, but it's not going to be drastically different. Now, the supplement market when it comes to whey protein has changed drastically over the last few years. If you're familiar with Ghost Nutrition, you already know how much that they've changed the flavor game. It's amazing. There's so many different types of flavors that it's just mind-blowing, right? Think Chips Ahoy to blueberry toaster pastry. They've really thought of it all. Now, when it comes to clear whey proteins, you have more prominent brands like Isopure, Protein 2O that have been in the space for a number of years and have really established their own flavors. And with that being said, you've got MyProtein and Premier Protein, which in the last couple of years have recently put out some additional flavors related to clear proteins. And then you've got Dymatize, who has recently, I think within the last year and a half or so, have put out their own version of the clear proteins. So, Dymatize ISO100 Hydrolyzed Clear offers a pretty competitive nutrition profile when you come to think of it. Let's go ahead and take a look at what they've got. So, 20 grams of protein, less than 1 gram of carb, 0 grams of fat, 4 grams of BCAAs, and that's all at about 90 calories. On top of that, there are no artificial colors or flavors that have been added. However, and I do note that they do not have natural flavors, but we'll get into that. So note that they do not add caffeine, unlike Protein 2.0, where they've got, I think, 130 milligrams of caffeine. So how does Dymatize stack up against your ISO peers as well as your Protein 2.0s? Let's go ahead and check out the nutrition profiles head to head. All right, so Protein 2.0 comes in at, generally speaking, 15 grams of protein, 2 grams of carbohydrates, 0 grams of fat. They've also got 125 milligrams of caffeine, whey protein isolate, natural flavors, caffeine from green coffee beans, sucralose to help sweeten the product, and then some form of coloring such as blue 1. All right, let's take a look at IsoPure. IsoPure comes in at 40 grams of protein, 0 grams of carbohydrates, 0 grams of fat, whey protein isolate, natural and artificial flavors, sucralose to sweeten the product, and then they've got also a couple preservatives and food coloring elements to help market their products as well. Now, Dymatize comes in with a couple different components that I think helps to kind of take their game up the next level a little bit in comparison to these. Now, there are subtle differences, but Dymatize ISO Clear uses stevia to help sweeten their product, whereas IsoPure and Protein 2.0 use sucralose. Now, if you're wondering, what is sucralose? How does it make a difference between stevia? And just think about Splenda. It's something that you'll find at your everyday restaurant, everyday grocery store. It's an artificial flavor. Both have been used for years as a low-calorie alternative to sugar without affecting blood sugar levels. Now, sucralose is an artificial sugar that's essentially been created by conditioning and complementing a mixture of different chemicals to help create that granulated as well as liquid form of sweetener. Now, typically you have an alternative such as stevia, which is more of a naturally derived calorie-free sweetener. It comes from the leaves of the stevia plant, which are dried and processed to essentially be sold as a powder or liquid form of sugar. Both of these are extremely easy to find in your local grocery store, and I think at the end of the day, it really is just a matter of preference. All right, so next up, natural and artificial flavors. Do I need to know either of these? Does it make a difference? No, again, really it's personal preference. But I think oftentimes most people think that they're essentially the same thing, but there is a slight difference. So natural flavors, as defined by essentially the Code of Federal Regulations, is, I'm just going to break it down. Really, it just needs to have an essential oil or an element that is extracted from an actual food product. So whether it's meat, fruit, vegetable, some type of, it's got to be some type of food that it's extracted from. Artificial flavors, on the other hand, are very well made from components outside of this. They're usually made in a flavor lab and combined with a bunch of different chemicals to help produce the flavor that you're looking for. All right, guys. So let's get into the taste test part of this review. I'm sure you guys have seen a lot of different types of taste tests, so this isn't really anything out of the ordinary, but here we've got the ISO Clear orange, pineapple orange Dymatize protein powder. I don't know if you can see it, but we've got the protein powder in there already. It's, one thing that I have to note is that the powder is very, very fine. I don't know if you can see that, but that powder, it's almost got a very airy feel to it. The smell of it is almost like, I think the best thing that I can describe this as is it almost smells like if you had taken a vitamin C tablet and grinded it up into a fine powder. That's what this smells like. So again, we've got the pineapple orange ISO 100 clear protein from Dymatize. Let's go ahead and mix this up. All right, so immediately I can definitely tell, I mean, just right off the bat, there is a ton of foam in there. I don't know if you can see. You can probably see there's a line that's dividing the liquid and the foam, but there is a ton of foam in this. All right, let's see. How this is. Yeah. I don't want it to spill, but there's a ton of foam in there. Let's go ahead and try and give this a sip. Okay. All right, so just a heads up, I had actually taken this earlier today, right before I went to go on a workout. I did mix it in with some creatine. Obviously, it's not going to do a whole lot when it comes to, changing the flavor of the whey protein. But right off the bat, what I can tell you is that it does mix slightly clear. That yellow tinge, I'm assuming, is going to be just from the natural whey protein isolate. If you guys haven't tried unflavored whey proteins, they do kind of have this chalky, almost bitter flavor to them. And so naturally, the color is also very similar to this. So I'm assuming that's more so in part due to the actual whey protein. In terms of the actual flavor, immediately, the flavor that I do get is more so kind of an orange flavor. Again, it really does taste like a vitamin C tablet. There is a hint of pineapple that you kind of get at the tail end of the taste, but at the end, I kind of almost get this film coating over my tongue. It's not anything that's too noticeable. It's just because I'm kind of more aware of what's going on with the product as I'm drinking it. But I will say it is very light. It's almost refreshing having something that is different, in comparison to your traditional Dymatize chocolate, fudge chocolate, cinnamon swirl, vanilla type flavors. And so, yeah, you know what? Let's try this sip again. Yeah. Give this a go. It is very interesting. It's different. So if you haven't tried something like this before, especially in powder form, it is a little something different. But if you're familiar with IsoPure and Protein 2.0, you'll probably find that it falls very much in line with those type of flavors. I could see this being really nice, especially on a hot day. You've gotten a workout in and you need something to kind of cool you down and quench your thirst a little bit, but you don't quite want water. So definitely check this out. I think this is something that is gonna grow on me as I use it more. I've got a full 1 pound tub, so we'll see. I have tried the cherry watermelon flavor before, and that was previously about a couple of weeks ago. I do think out of those two flavors that the pineapple orange is my favorite so far. I do know that they've got another flavor, but I have yet to try that. But yeah, I mean, so far, I gotta say, thumbs up. It definitely tastes good. I will have to say, it does mix pretty clearly if you let the bubbles sit for a little bit, but otherwise, give it a shot. All right, let's do a recap. Price. So overall at roughly $29. 20 servings, with each serving coming in at roughly $1.42. It's comparable to your traditional flavors. There's not a whole lot of difference. You got a handful of cents there. Nutrition profile. For those of you who are really OCD about the ingredients, there's not a whole lot going on here. For me, I think it's got a decent nutrition profile per scoop, and it's a great option or a great alternative when you don't have something in your pantry or you're looking to kind of change things up. And in terms of artificial or natural sweeteners, you know, you've got different preferences, and really ultimately at the end of the day, it's really up to you. I know for myself that Ace K, if you're not familiar with the regular name of it, I think it's Ace K. If you're familiar with that, My Protein and a lot of different companies still use that as a sweetener. I particularly experience slight headaches and nausea when I do take it, and it's pretty quick onset, and so I try to stay away from whey proteins that have that specific ingredient. And so for me, this particular ISO 100 the clear whey protein sits well with me. I've noticed before and after effects, especially after I've taken it before a workout or after a workout, that I don't really have any issues with it. At the end of the day, it's really up to you. In terms of flavor, I think this is a really great product. I think they have a lot of room to continue to iterate and improve on these types of flavors, and also the mixability of it. I think this is a great start. Definitely something to try, and worth you know, adding it to your everyday stack when it comes to getting a workout in and supplementing your nutrition. For me, the most immediate thing for me is that I do get tired of having a 5-pound tub of chocolate, cinnamon swirl, you know, blueberry, what have you, right? There's only so many savory flavors that I can get my hands on, especially milk and cereal. It's great, but it gets kind of old. So I think this is a great way to change things up and keep your nutrition game on point. And so with that, you know, if you guys do have any questions or comments related to this product, feel free to go ahead and shoot them in the comment section below. I'll provide some more descriptions and details about this specific product and where I had purchased it, if you're interested, more in the description below. But otherwise, in the meantime, go ahead and hit that subscribe button and thumbs up to let me know that you've enjoyed the content. And otherwise, we'll see ya